The Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Ifedayo Adetifa, has explained why the federal government is not yet to consider severe COVID-19 restrictions for travelers arriving from China. In a series of tweets on Sunday, Adetifa says Nigeria will consider a review of its current protocol, but insisted that there was no concern that had warranted restrictions on travelers arriving in Nigeria from China. China had said it will scrap its quarantine measures for inbound travelers from January the 8th. Following the announcement, countries began to impose travel restrictions on travelers arriving from China, while on December the 28th, about 50% of passengers on 2 flights arrived Milan, Italy, from China reportedly tested positive for COVID-19. Well, to discuss this further, Professor Philip Njimanze, public affairs expert, joins me now. As always, thank you for joining us. Now, for a while now, Nigeria's enjoyed a break from COVID-19 resurgence and, as a result, put aside some of its precautionary measures. But with rising cases in China, do you support the federal government's stance not to restrict travel from China?
Of course, I do support that because it makes medical sense. There is no real value in some of the travel restrictions. We saw it at the peak of the pandemic, and we know for sure that the gains will be very small in terms of prevention of any outbreaks. However, on the other side, should you restrict specialists and technicians and top experts coming from China to do some work here, it could stall the entire project for years, causing economic harm to the entire economy. So it really doesn't make any sense. Medically, it will not prevent new infections. And should it ever arise that there are some people arriving with positive tests, that can be well contained because these are clusters of infection that these people don't live everywhere. They actually isolated in most times in Chinese communities in Nigeria. So there is real no value, and it doesn't make any medical sense to do that.
But indeed, Professor Philip Njimanze, public health expert, as always, thank you for your time and your contribution.